Hey there, it's Heather from Cheerfully Twisted. Going to show you how to make penguin today. Um, it takes three 260s, a color for the beak and the feet, whatever you choose, and then two other colors, one for the center part and then one for around the edges and the back. I'm going to do it in traditional colors right now just to help you guys keep track of everything. They're kind of fun to make in all sorts of different patterns. Like they look really good in like pink and green or blue and brown, whatever you like. The kids can be a little bit creative that way. I think they're cool. Anyways, put that on. You're not going to need much air. These are only for the feet, so like 2.5, 3 good pumps, kind of there. Then you need 4 chambers all the same size. So I just use my hand and just go wherever that is. You know, it's I guess a four finger. I just use my hand each time. When you put that in between here, one of the things people is, oh yeah, you still go by your hand, but then you actually get a smaller bubble. So if you're gonna have your one finger there and you hold here, remember to kind of like make room for your missing finger before you twist it, and then that'll give you one the same size. Seems simple, but you know what? Crap happens when you forget. You can also just bend them over and just do them wherever they even up, if that works for you. It really doesn't matter what your technique is as long as you end up with 4 relatively similarly sized chambers. So then you're going to cut this off like up here. Tie this. Get rid of the short little stubby piece, but leave this one on, okay? Now you're going to take the piece you just cut off. You want this to be a nose, and it is like really easy to overestimate the size of the nose. When you're just doing this, it's kind of like, oh, that looks great. And then you put it on the poor little penguin and he's got like a nose that's as long as his whole body, you know. So I tend to kind of, you know, put that right on to there. And then just do a little nose. Wouldn't even, this is about 4 fingers. I wouldn't even leave it that long. I would like, get it up here. I'd make it like a shy 3 fingers. Wouldn't even make it the full 3 fingers. We've got this little nose. It's gonna look so cute, isn't it? Anyway, now you're gonna take both of your colors. Choose whichever one you want to do first. It really doesn't matter. 2, 3. And you're going to leave about that much of a tail on each one, and you're going to let some air out. So do the one, do the other one, roughly the same. You don't use the full balloon on either one of these, so getting the exact amount of air is not as important as it is with a lot of other things. So now you're going to take your 2 balloons and tie them together. Okay. I prefer to cut off the ends on here because where these are tied, it ends up being where the nose goes, and you quite often you've got the cheeks going into it and the eyes going into it and your outside wings going into it, and you can end up with a lot of clutter right where that is. So start out by just tidying it up a little bit, get rid of those little extra things. Now the first thing you're going to make is the eyes. Once again, I would just use that hand size, so like a 4 finger. I do a lot of stuff just that size, just out of like, that's just the easiest one for me to get even, you know, where I do it and I'm like almost right on every time. Whatever size you make that you can do consistently, kind of find that and then go ahead and stick to it. It's okay to, you know, make things a little bigger or a little smaller, whatever you're comfortable with. Now you're going to make a petal twist, but you want a small one. It's kind of hard to see in the white. But I would not make it, like, seriously, I wouldn't even hardly make it so that my 3 fingers would fit in there. These are his cheeks. You don't want his cheeks to out, you know, like some kind of monster. You want them a little bit more. Here, I'll put them on the black there. A little bit more like that. And then another one. Same thing. They're quite small. Getting them small is kind of, for some reason, that's always a hard thing at first. But I remember finding it difficult. And now for the life of me, I can't remember why it was so difficult. But I do remember. Anyways, now you're going to take your black balloon, which I'm just trying to take some of the dog hair off of it. I always have to vacuum and everything before I make anything that's actually meant for public. But just take it, go over the eyes, and through your cheeks, which you're not, don't worry about getting everything all in place right yet. Okay, and then you're going to twist those together. Really, that is the hardest part of the whole thing. So now you're going to take these, and I would make a generous, how many would that be? That would be about, say 6 maybe, roughly 6 fingers. I just take my 4 fingers, I stretch them out, and that's where I twist. That's another size that I just kind of come to. So now, you're just going to take this one, and bring it back up. Kind of figure out how big it is compared to here. If you do my kind of large fingered thing, you can almost just, you know, twist it a little bit and then just twist it in. Do that roll through that I taught you before. It's kind of nice to, it's easier than trying to fit stuff in sometimes. Now you're going to come back down. Give that a nice little twist. I don't think I'm going to choose white too often. It doesn't show up very well. Anyways, what you have now, 3 cylinders on the back, 1 cylinder on the front. And now if you wish, go ahead and put these on top of each other. You want to stick out his little cheeks. And there he is. Now the black, you want to take a little bit of a tail. 3, 4 fingers at the most. Tie that off. And cut the extra. And you have a little tail. Like that big. Now this great big white balloon that I have. I'm going to take it. I would run it through here kind of at least once. Just because you don't want the air to leak out of this. Okay, so now you're going to take that. Put it together. Keep this out of the way. These are going to be your feet. So now you've got this piece and this piece here. Right? Tie those together. I like to tie them once there and then go over. I just broke half of his feet. But anyway, you've got the idea. That's the first time I think that's ever happened. Anyways, what you're going to have the little guy on 2 sets of feet. Like this. Right? Then you're going to take his nose. Put his nose in. I have to go around a couple times just to get them all straightened away. Then straighten them out. Okay. Except for my broken foot there. You should have foot, feet, and then the little back tail. And the tail will help stand them up. When you go to stand them up, he'll stand for you. Very, very cute. Let me show you the eyes. The eyes I like for this guy are quite large. Do a line across the bottom. Nice big eye. Fill this in like that. Okay, and then you want to go, I find it easier to tip it upside down, and then I can kind of see this eye, and I can make one, you know, relatively the same size a little easier. I just find this easier. You can do whatever you find easier. And then quite often I'll give them a little heart or a little bow tie or whatever, you know, just to kind of make them look even that much cuter. And there you go. Mine's the little, what you call it, the little mirroring. But he's a very, very cute guy. And he's a $6 animal. Not too hard to make. Comes along fairly quickly once you're used to it. Sometimes if I'm going to be at a show alone, and I think that these little guys are going to be popular, like Canada Day and doing them in red and white, I'll make a bunch of noses and beaks and feet ahead of time, and just have them with me. And you can use the orange, the goldenrod, you know, use anything along that line. It's doesn't have to be bright orange every single time. You can play around with it a little bit. So anyways, there's Mr. Penguin, and see you in the next video. Bye.